Jones, Pro Football Hall of Famer, top 100.
Tyler Lockett from the Seattle Seahawks.
DK Metcalf from
Nate Burleson. You're watching NorbCam.
NorbCam. You're watching NorbCam.
What's up, guys? This is NorbCam coming at you here on Tuesday with the latest developments here in Seahawks free agency. The Seahawks, as you see from the title, have re-signed Mike Iupati, the offensive left guard for the Seahawks, for a one-year deal for 2020. So the question now, as we have seen the Seahawks very busy in this offseason, making a lot of additions to the offensive line, what does that do in terms of the guys who are already there? In particular, we have a couple guys on their final years of their deal, and Justin Britt, as I noted above, is the big question. Will he be around for a Seahawk in 2020? I want to say a quick shout out to all of you who jumped in on the chat real quick. Seahawks Martin, always ready to go. Grizzlies Fan 37, Sports Channel Kid, Jalen Anthony Brown, Cards and Gaming, Hawks for Life, Josh Desai, Martin Lopez, Tyler Parcher, what's up? I've been playing a lot of GTA 5 the last couple nights. It's been a lot of fun. And a bunch more of you guys. I appreciate you coming in here and being part of the conversation. So here's what gets interesting. So as I said, Mike Iupati, there he is, number 70, returns at left guard for a one-year deal, which I think is good for stability-wise for the Seattle Seahawks. But let's see, what does that mean for the offensive line in general? Well, I did a quick little schematic of the offensive line. Let's see what it looks like here, if my system works. There it is. So I get a little breakdown here of the Seahawks offensive line. We've got, looking from left to right, we've got Dwayne Brown, the all-pro tackle. He's pretty solid there. There's Mike Iupati at left guard. He is there for the one-year deal. Skip the center for a minute. Right guard, DJ Fluker, who is also on his last year. And then we've got Brandon Shell, who was picked up in the offseason, who is the replacement at right tackle for Jermaine Ifedi, who has left the building, as I hear the cheers and applause from the audience outside. So the big question now is what happens here at center and maybe even at right guard. We've got kind of a bunch of people now that we can move and rotate and do some options there. Why is Justin Britt a big question mark at this point? Well, mainly because he's on the last year of his contract and he has a huge cap hit. It's a $11.4 million cap hit. So theoretically, if the Seahawks were to release Justin Britt, who, as we know, got injured late in the season last year, we don't know with that knee injury when he'll be coming back. And that's always the big gamble when you get injured at an unfortunate time for him, right as he's entering the last year of his deal, much like what happened to Richard Sherman with his Achilles. Makes it very hard to make a solid decision on whether to keep you or not, because if we don't know how soon he'll be back, that's a lot of money to be spent on a player who could be spending a significant amount of time on the bench. So we could save $8.5 million if we release Justin Britt before the start of the 2020 season. At the same token, go back to my graphic here. So that's Britt here, currently starting center, but big question mark there. Going to the right here to DJ Fluker, also on the last year of his deal. If we were to release Fluker, we could save $3.7 million. And so, again, 8.5 here, 3.7 here. As we know, we had Joey Hunt was the replacement for Justin Britt last season. Did all right, got trucked a few times on certain plays, as he's not as big as Justin Britt, but he's very smart and knows the playbook very well. He is a $2.13 million cap hit, so he's definitely one of the least expensive ones. We also have Ethan Posix, who was kind of more of a reserve role, came in at guard occasionally, can also play at center, but he was injured most of last year also with back problems. So depth is always important, so that comes into play now. BJ Finney, who was picked up in the offseason, $8 million contract, 2 years, and he's a $3.5 million cap hit, meaning that since they just picked him up at $3.5 million, he's going to play. I think it's pretty set that he is going to be playing. The question is where. So Finney, if they release Britt, Finney could be here at center and keep Fluker at the right, or they could move Finney to the right side if they decide to lose Fluker, because Finney can play both sides. So we've got some options here. Again, we've kind of got an overload between Britt, Finney, Hunt, Posix, and Fluker. And we also have Obuehi, who's also was picked up in the offseason. Not really starting material, but could come in as a reserve role, or we're going to need depth because inevitably someone will get hurt during the course of the season. So that's the big question now. The Britt and Fluker current linemen, could they, one of or even both, be moved in possible replacements by B.J. Finney or Joey Hunt or Ethan Posix? So that's the big question. Right now, Britt would be the most logical one. They could save the most money if they released Justin Britt. Again, $8.5 million cap hit. Unless, of course, Justin Britt decided to restructure his contract. That is always a possibility, but it's his final year, so they can't really do a whole lot of, back end year restructuring because it is his final year. So I don't know. If I were a betting man, I would probably say that Justin Britt is probably out, it pains me to say because I think he's been one of the most solid linemen since the last couple of seasons prior to him getting hurt. So it's very unfortunate. Other news is Malik Turner, the wide receiver for the Seattle Seahawks, was released. He would be this guy over here, which is covered up by the chat right now. Malik Turner was released by the Seahawks. I think originally they had offered him an option, but I think they retracted that. So now he becomes an unrestricted free agent. So any team can sign him at this point. Unfortunately, our last memory of, at least my last memory of Malik Turner, is the play where he dropped the pass in the Packers championship game. That would have given us a first down in Packers territory. Instead, he dropped it. A very easy catch. I probably could have caught that ball. And then subsequently after that, Russell Wilson got sacked, and we had to punt the ball, and we never got it back, and we lost that game. So not that I'm pointing fingers completely at Malik Turner, but dang, dude. Come on. Hero time. Let's go. He'll be doing it with some other team, not ours. So that's kind of the latest in Seahawks transactions. I wanted to bring up another point that I heard. There was an interview done by Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. He interviewed George Kittle, the tight end for the San Francisco 49ers, where they asked him about the possibility of the NFL season being played this season without an audience, without a crowd. And for most of us, it's hard to imagine, games without the crowd ambience and the energy. But what more so for even the players who have to get their own energy going when they don't have the audience to feed off of. He was asked, do you see that as a challenge? And he said it would be weird, but he kind of offered a little compliment to Seattle at the same time, a sort of harsh reality of what would be different and the benefit of the players. He talked about how when he went to go to places like New Orleans or Seattle, they would not need to deal with the crowd noise because we'd have no crowd in the stands, which would make it a lot easier for visiting offenses to operate. I hadn't even really thought about it that way. So if we do not only lose for me, to not be able to go to a game would be extremely disappointing, but the fact that if they did continue to have the season and we didn't have the 12s out there, the crowd noise advantage, that takes away a significant strength of playing at home here in Seattle. So it goes the opposite way too, Seattle going on the road to other teams, but we have one of the better crowds in the NFL. So that would be something that would definitely go away, and it would be another wrinkle to how that might affect games, not just in the way they look, but actually the outcomes of these games. That's it for now, guys. I just want to give you a quick update on all that stuff. I hope you guys are still staying healthy and respecting the COVID-19 quarantine and social distancing guidelines. Things are looking better, but we got to stick with it so that this will end sooner than later. Don't go out there and do anything silly. This is live. Somebody's asking if this is pre-recorded. No, it's live. I'm actually talking right at this point. And I appreciate you guys chiming in here with the comments. Sorry, I can't address all of them as they fly by, but I do appreciate you guys participating. These comments are burned into the window here on the screen, as well as in the live chat. So thank you guys for participating in this. As I said earlier, I have been, with all this extra time, I have been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto GTA on the Xbox One. See, I got my controller right here, ready to go. So if you guys ever are online, I'm usually playing late at night. My gamer tag is NorbCam. Surprise, surprise. So you want to hit me up there. I plan to play a little more GTA, but I also, with this season, all this extra time and the football season still in question, I'm planning to get my Madden thing going on and get a few of those videos going. I've been wanting to do that for a while. Simulate some Seahawks games on Madden and maybe even play some of you guys streaming. It's been something I wanted to do for a while. So I hope to see you guys online, play a little bit of some of those games, and we'll see what happens. But for the time being, thanks for watching. Make sure you like this video. If you like this video, hit the like button. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. All this is a big help for YouTubers like myself. All right, and you can click. I should have some videos up here that you could click on, so feel free to do so. And I will talk to you guys later. Stay safe and go Hawks, baby.